Hi guys, God bless you. This is part 3 of the video God's Heavenly Clock slash calendar slash time. So let's get started. Okay, a small review is that we know that our Gregorian calendar, we start the new year on January 1st. But the real month, the real biblical month, starts at the month of Abib. This is the first month. We learned this at the previous video. And in our Gregorian calendar, this is month April, which is our fourth month, not the first one, right? Okay. And we can see this. If you want to pause the video, you can check it out for yourself. We can see this on Exodus 12:1 and 2. It says, when God spoke to Moses how and when the Israelites were going to celebrate Passover while they were slaves in Egypt, right before leaving and being set free, this is how it reads. 1 and 2. Now the Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, this month shall be the beginning of months for you. It is to be the first month of the year to you. Exodus 13:3 and 4. Moses said to the people, remember this day in which you went out from Egypt, from the house of slavery. For by a powerful hand the Lord brought you from this place, and nothing leavened shall be eaten. On this day in the month of Abib, you are about to go forth. And we celebrate Passover in April, or sometimes it falls on March and April. But the timing is not the same as the biblical calendar, as I have explained before. I always say in my video that I may say some words that are incorrect because I speak more Spanish than English. Okay. Now, you know that we celebrate Passover, but the world celebrates Passover, as we know, Easter, right? But Easter is a pagan celebration from the Babylonians. Now, this Easter comes from the word Ishtar. And Ishtar is really the goddess of fertility, also known as the goddess of love and war too. And she is also known as the Queen of Heaven. And this Ishtar goddess has really a statue. You can search it on the web, that has many eggs on her body, but they're really like breasts. And that's why people celebrate bunnies, because of the fertility and the eggs. And Satan knows this, He knows how to distract people from the truth. And many people celebrate this Easter Ishtar celebration, and at the same time celebrating Passover, and we cannot do that, because God commands us not to worship other gods. And when you celebrate this, you're worshiping other gods at the same when you celebrate Halloween. But that's another study for another time. It's a very profound study, but you can search for yourself the origins of Halloween or Samhain, as I mentioned in the previous video. Okay. Now, Let's see. Now, how the Israelites know how they or when they were going to start celebrating the Lord's appointed times or appointed feasts? Well, they were commanded to observe the new moon or the first sighting of the sliver of the moon. The new moon, we cannot see the new moon, right? And the first sliver is like, we know it as a banana, but I searched a Bible study and it's compared with the sword, and God's word is also compared with the sword. So this is known as the what? Crescent, right? Crescent moon, the crescent moon. The sighting of the sliver. So when they see this, they know that they're ready when they have the new moon. But when they see the first sighting of the moon, they started counting the days and the months, right? There are many verses that mentions that the new moon is the moon that they are going to be very vigilant so they can start the feast days. For example, you can search Psalms 81:3, which it reads, "Blow the trumpet at the new moon, and at the full moon, our feast day." See, the new moon. And you can find so many Bible verses when the new moon they started the feast. For example, you can search 1 Chronicles 23:31, 2 Chronicles 2:4, 8:13, Ezra 3:5. There's so many more. Now, I'm going to continue teaching the real meaning of the pagan days of the week. Last time I mentioned the months, the names of the months. Now I'm going to mention the days of the week. And we know the days of the week in Spanish is domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes y sábado. Our first day in English is Sunday, right? Sunday, Monday, etc., etc. Now, if we know now that the monthly names are pagan, the days of the week are pagan too. So, excuse me over here because my papers are blowing away. Sunday is known as the day of the sun. Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay. But it's derived from Hellenistic astrology, a Roman contemporary type. It comes from Roman, right? So this Sunday comes from the Norse mythology, personifying of the sun as the goddess Suna, or Sol. Sol is also in Spanish, and also known as the sun god. Well, I prefer small g because it's a false god. Sun god or Lord Surya. Let me see if you can. Sunday, day of the sun, goddess Suna or Sol, Lord Surya. Versus God's word. This is Malachi 4:2. This is the pagan definition versus the true definition of the true Lord of the sun. The true God of the sun is Jesus. He is the the Son, our Son, He is our God. We see this in Malachi 4:2, and it says, "But for you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness." In many Bibles, this Bible verse is in capital letter. Excuse me. Son of Righteousness. Oh my goodness, I can barely write. Will rise with healing in his wings, and you will go free, leaping with joy like cows led out to pasture. So Jesus is the Son of Righteousness. Son of Righteousness. Satan likes to imitate Jesus in everything. That's why these names and many things we're going to learn that Satan likes to imitate. Okay, now we're going to the second day. Monday. And then Monday comes from the Anglo-Saxon word mordandaig, okay, also known as mani. In Spanish, mani means peanut. Goddess of the moon. Goddess of the moon. It is also known as Moon Day. That's why in English you spelled it Monday, but it's really Moon Day. Okay, third one. I'm going to try to make this video quick. Tuesday. Tiu. Tiu is the god of war, vinculated with planet Mars, the god of war. Romans named the days of the week based on the planets. So, next one, the fourth day, Wednesday. Wednesday, it is also known by the god Woden. And for Hindus, Buddha is the god of Mercury, associated with merchants. And the word merchant comes from Wednesday, the real translation. And it's very interesting because once I asked, when you go to the stores, I don't know if that happens to you before, but when I go to the stores, I ask the employees when the merch is coming. The usual days for the merchandise to come to the stores is a Wednesday. Sometimes it's Tuesday, but it's very interesting that comes on Wednesday. And this, when I was doing this Bible study, this come to mind. Continuing. The fifth day is Thursday. The Norse god Thunder, who is Thor, we know from the movie, is represented riding a chariot drawn by goats wielding his hammer, and named after the planet Jupiter. Thor is associated with Jupiter. Sixth day, Friday, known as the day of fridge, associated with the goddess of Frigg. It has to do with an old convention of goddess Frigg with the Roman goddess Venus. See, every day has a connection with the planets, because we know that the planets have their Roman pagan names. So the last one, the 6th day, Saturday. Known as Saturn's Day, planet Saturn, named after the god Saturn, associated with Titan Cronus, father of Zeus, and many Olympians. Okay, but this is very interesting, you know. The only planet that doesn't have a pagan name is planet Earth, Planeta Tierra. And Earth, did you know that the word Earth in Hebrew is Eretz? And Eretz, did you know that also Eretz means Israel? I think that God somehow didn't allow to the world name planet Earth with a pagan name, because he said the world is his, right? And he has his purpose with Israel. And we can find a very interesting Bible verse in Ezekiel 38:12 that explains that the Israelites live at the center of the world. Other translations say land. And that's why we can see conflicts happening constantly through the ages in Israel, because Israel is God's land and the earth's prophetic clock. The Bible calendar doesn't have a 7-day week like us, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. No. They observe the new moon and the crescent moon, and they know when the day starts. When we compare the biblical calendar with the Gregorian calendar, when we celebrate, for example, Passover, and they celebrate Passover on Shabbat. Shabbat is our Saturday, but it doesn't fall on the exact same time. Many people celebrate Passover or any other celebrations on Saturday, our calendar, our Gregorian calendar Saturday, but they're celebrating the wrong Shabbat, because it is not on the same day. Sometimes it coincides and it falls the same day, but the majority of the time it doesn't coincide. That's why our calendar is not the real calendar. God's appointed time is based on the Bible, and that's we have to continue to keep watching and studying God's word. I hope you really like this Bible study. So God bless you. Next time.